What up, guys? So today we got a question from Jacob, and it's about how to finish a mounted guillotine. So he's able to sweep people over. He's got a guillotine sunk in, but he can't finish it. So I'm gonna show you guys a simple tip, a simple way to finish it, and let's jump into the video. All right, guys, so I said a mounted guillotine, so why am I in the guard? Well, I wanna show you the mechanics of the way that it works in the guard. Then we'll talk about how to make that same thing happen on top. I feel like this makes more sense, right? So when I get here in the position, I'm not gonna like extend, right? I'm not gonna just try to like arch my back and push away. That's not how the guillotine's gonna finish efficiently, right? What I'm doing instead is I'm keeping his neck in here and I'm pushing his head down to his knees, kind of crunching up his neck, and at the same time, I'm gonna be rocking the baby. I'll be doing a high elbow finish. So we get here like this. I'm gonna stay on my side, staying nice and tight. You can have the legs locked or unlocked, and I'm going to crunch and lift, right? So that motion from me on the bottom looks like this here. So let's talk about how to set that up and make that same thing happen from mount. So we're here in mount, we're gonna make the same thing happen, and I'll talk about how we would get here in just a moment. So first off, my grip, I'm going around Matt's neck, and I'm trying to get my hand as close as I can up to my pec, right? I'm trying to get this as deep as possible to get a really good snag on his neck. And then from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna begin to walk my hand across and then do my side crunch. So we're still kind of doing that same rock the baby motion and side crunch of our body. We're just doing it a little bit differently. I've got my hand deep as possible, grabbing. I'm cupping my stomach, staying low, lots of pressure with my stomach and my hips, and I'm beginning to walk my body. And once I start to feel that push with his head back into my lat, we'll get that same sort of crunch to apply the pressure to the neck. Here, 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 crunch. All right, so how is that gonna happen? How are you gonna get into a mounted position with the guillotine? Most commonly, I feel like is gonna be from an actual sweep. So let's say that I'm rolling with Matt and I end up getting him in a guillotine like so. As I begin to go for it, one of his defenses could be to roll out. And as he rolls out, I can follow him and stay up into the position here. You can also use that same technique with a butterfly grip. What'll end up happening in most cases is people will begin to try to defend the neck, which then opens up the butterfly hook, because if I get Matt in, say, a guillotine here and his hands are trying to defend, this allows me to sweep him because he no longer has a hand to post for his base, and I can go off to the side and sweep, and again, we would just follow him up. We can also sweep to the other side. So if for some reason I get in here, I go for a guillotine and I get a good grip and he brings his hand in, I can use the same motion like that I would use for a butterfly guard, stay up, and now we're in the finishing position. So Jacob, that's how I like to finish the mounted guillotine. Again, I'm getting in deep with that arm, have a good snag on his neck, and then I'm walking that hand and crunching in. So hopefully that helps you guys. I'll talk to you next time.